Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro.
You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming up 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things.
Yo.
5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Family, what up? Welcome back for another episode of Cornbread Movie Review. Appreciate y'all coming to see me, man. Thank you. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And when you hit the subscription box, turn the notification bell on, turn on all so you get all my content. All right, I told you I'm dropping episodes all the time, smacking y'all, smack, everywhere, man. I really hope y'all enjoy, the content, man. It's not easy making sure y'all here because I'm doing other stuff as well. But thank y'all for going on this journey with me, especially with movie reviews, because I love watching movies, man. And I'm here to talk about everything. And in that, we are here for another Cornbread Movie Review. Highly talked about. If you haven't seen it already, come on, man. You're living under a rock if you ain't even heard of this movie. I know your kids have. But we are going to discuss today Encanto. Yes, Encanto is out on Disney Plus. It's also PG, so I'm sure you will love it, and definitely your kids will love it. If they run around and on your nerves, and you want to get them off them tablets, have some good family time, I would say pop this movie. Of course, if this is the first time that you see me on a Cornbread Movie Review, I do each review in 5 different categories, all right? And the best you can get is 5 out of each category. I'll tally it up, and then it spits out a Cornbread Movie Review. So the first category is acting. So who's in this? We got Stephanie Beatrice. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right. She plays Maribel, really the main character in this movie. This character was everywhere, man. She's really more relatable to the real world than anybody else in this movie, other than the people in the town, which we'll get into all. If you haven't seen it yet, we'll get into that part of the movie. But very active, looking for love in her family, man, and really, really great job by her. She plays the grandmother. And we'll get into her story as well later, but she plays the grandmother of the family, really the OG, the original. And for acting, I think these characters are committed. Their voices are committed. You could tell that they practice a lot. Unfortunately, though, I can't give you a full score because it's a cartoon, right? So I need to really see if you in pain, is your face and your mannerisms really in pain, not just your voice. If you crying, are you really crying? Or the great job from Pixar doing a good job of you acting that way. So I think the characters overall did a great job in this, but I don't think it's fair to compare their characters who are cartoons to real life people who have to do that every day and keep them on the same playing field. So for me, overall acting, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Because I think these characters did a phenomenal job. Even the people real life, I think their voices knocked everything out the park. But they could have been in the home and in their closet recording this compared to actually being on set. You know what I'm saying? So 4 out of 5 for me in acting. Next category, cinematography. Come on, man. This movie was $135 million to make. Oh, snap. I need some. Let me borrow just a half a milli. Also, the movie is an hour and 45 minutes. So very good. Like I said, it's not a very quick movie, but it's good enough for good dinner time with your family. The original music is everywhere. If you ain't turned on your radio, I guarantee you heard Bruno, saying some other songs as well. But original music, good job. I'm sure they'll probably win awards for the music because they usually, cartoons usually do, especially anime and other Pixar. They always knock it out of the park. And it's timing of the music too, which is great. And we'll get into that. The colors, come on, everything's vibrant, man. This is a Hispanic family. Thank you, Pixar. Good job. They always do a great job with those characters and filming and lighting and everything with people with melanin, right? They always look, whoever's other always looks phenomenal with them. And they stay true to their actual culture. So good job, cinematography. I loved it. There's also Magic House. So the house was doing certain things for the family and communicating with them. So to me, everything looked crispy. But once again, same as acting. Cinematography, you can't get the full points from me, at least Cornbread, because you made a magic house, but in real life, you need to, like, if it's a real life situation and you do a magic house, I'm like, that's a great job because they have to do CGI, figure this out, pull this string to do this. They have to be creative. In a cartoon, you just make it happen and just here's what it is. So I don't want to downplay the top notch cinematographers who worked on this movie. Just for me, I can't give you a perfect score because to me, it's kind of you gotta kind of got steroids, right? Or you kind of got a leg up on the competition. But overall, cinematography for me a 4.5 out of 5. Looked great. Music was great. No, I didn't see, obviously, you ain't got stunt doubles. And so you could do all crazy stuff, have buildings falling, all this other stuff. So still look good, though. Cinematography, 4.5 out of 5. Now, storytelling. The premise around this movie is a family has superpowers, which I guess we'll talk about kind of how that happened. But the family has superpowers. When you are at a certain age, you go to the door, and the door basically grants you a new superpower. I didn't see any duplicate superpowers, so it's kind of like what does the family need or what has the family not had before? So you have people who, with the weather, supersonic hearing, somebody who can heal real quick, heal you real quick, somebody who can duplicate anybody, like the doppelgangers. Somebody who's super strong. So all these different characters get blessed in this family. Now, if you marry into the family, then I guess you do get the superpower no matter what age you are. That's what I took from it. So I really like the premise of it. Some of it was hard to understand in the beginning. Like if you take Spanish class, they say they're talking too fast, but it's really no, you're listening too slow. So I really tried to keep up, kind of, especially on the pivotal story part of the beginning of what's happening. So some of that, and then they go straight into music, so you have to kind of catch up. I think they could have slowed down that part just a little bit so you get the basis of what the movie's about. So that was one part I had. Also, Maribel's character, she's basically playing the outcast, man. That she didn't get a superpower. So now she has to, how do I fit in with my family? Not only am I not getting the love from, let's say, I don't want to tell you the whole movie, but my grandmother, but I'm also not fitting in with my other brothers and sisters and family as well. So being an outcast, how does she navigate through that? So I think that's pretty good. And she, very vulnerable. Now, the problem and the plot holes I did have is the house is breaking down. You don't know why. It's almost about to fall apart. And Maribel goes to tell the family, "Hey, come look. The house is falling apart, and it's not falling apart anymore." But the plot hole I had is, okay, if you have a magic house, why the house didn't say something? Why the house didn't communicate? No, it really is some stuff going on. Or is the house in on it, which that might bring up another situation that they did not discuss. So that was one issue that I had. Also, you have a female who has supersonic hearing, can hear everything. She can hear her eyes twitching, but she can't hear one of the characters in the house. Come on, man. I know we making it so that the movie can progress and, suspense, but you also got to have logic in this. Even though the whole movie's illogical, you got to have logic. So we got to do better with that. Also, another plot hole is this world is without magic, and something tragic happens to the grandmother, and she just creates this whole magic situation. Like, the whole town obviously seems to embrace it, and they lean up on these people with powers. But how you kind of started, and it's like people didn't see you as a witch, or tried to lynch you, or tried to kill you, or tried to dissect you and figure out what was going on. So that's a little piece that maybe they could dive more into if they have sequels to that. All right. So those are my plot holes for storytelling. Yes, I'm Cornbread. I got a nitpick, but it's only fair that I do it across the board. But overall, solid in this category. So it's going to get a 4 out of 5 in storytelling from me. All right. Next category. Did I get what I bought? This movie is on Disney Plus. Like I said, Disney Plus is $8 a month. So it ain't going to break the bank. I know it's still a recession, inflation going crazy, but it ain't too, like I said, it's really to help out your kids. When they bugging you, go pop in that Disney Plus. It's also PG, so You're not getting any sexual scenes, any kissing, any loving, any curse words, things like that. It's a great change of pace from what's on the news, on social media feed, kind of in video games. So good job with that. Now, Pixar. I want to discuss this company. Did you know that this company has a gender count, word count? Meaning, if there's males that say 1,000 words in this movie and only women say 50 words, they'll put that total. And then for the next movie or the next two movies, they'll equal out so that the women can have the exact same words that the men do. I think this is phenomenal, man. I think this needs to happen more. That you're not just having one gender dominate a whole company and only young men or boys can look up to these characters. No, there's young women who can look up to these characters and young Hispanic, young minority women who can look up to these characters and say, that's who I want to be when I grow up, or have merchandise with them or t-shirts or dolls and everything else like that. So hats off to Pixar for always doing that, man. So good job by them. Also, one cool thing, in each room it's like a whole new city. I thought that was pretty cool. When you go into Bruno's room is different. When you go into Maribel's room is different. Well, it's not different because she ain't got no special powers. But you go into the flower lady, her room is different. So I think that's just open up the mind of how things work. You go in the room, but it's really bigger than just that little room, that little box. So good job with that. Did I get what I bought? Of course, man. This movie is phenomenal, man. So 4.5 out of 5 for me. Did I get what I bought? Now, is it a must see? My last category. First off, of course it's a must see, man. There's a character named Antonio, man. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, I love it already. You were sold. I was sold on it when there was a character named Antonio, man. He was pretty cool. Talks to animals and stuff like that. Hispanic heritage. I really love the clothes, the lingo, the language, the food, everything. They packed all that heritage in this one little house, and then you get to see kind of take yourself out of your box and go into their family. So I really enjoyed that. It's some comedy, some things pretty cool. It's kind of subtle comedy, how you looking, what you're doing, hiding stuff. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So good job with that. Music for all ages. I like one or two good ones, especially it has great replay value. That's huge. Y'all talking about this, the top 5 Pixar. Come on, pump your brakes. I think y'all are prisoner of the moment, but very great movie. And also one thing that I took from it is you have to, if you try to walk in somebody else's shoes, you can't do that. Somebody might look perfect on the outside, but on the inside they're going through some things, or see from their life how they have to see it. Like if they have to be perfect all the time, that's tough, right? Or if they have to be strong all the time, sometimes they get vulnerable or weak or things like that. So just be patient with certain people. Just because they have a superpower, that could be their gift and their curse, right? So must see, of course, 4 out of 5 for me. Now that brings me to the Cornbread Movie review overall. This movie gets a 4.5 out of 5 from Cornbread Movie Review. Yes, make sure you check out my 2022 movie reviews as well. Like I said, every week I'm smacking y'all with movies, all right? Now that brings me to the Forgotten segment. This is a part of the movie where maybe you haven't seen this movie before, maybe you never heard of it, maybe you have seen it, but you just forgot all about it. And I want to tell you, go back and watch this movie. I'm going to take y'all back to 2008. Plenty references to this movie, which is pretty cool. It's another romantic drama, and I'm gonna say it's a drama, but you can learn a lot from this movie. And that movie today is Slumdog Millionaire. Dave Patel is in this movie. He plays this character who is blessed to have go on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show. It's their form of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show. And each question he's asked, he actually been through those questions. So he'll go back into his childhood, or maybe, when he was a young adult, and he'll get to what the answer is, and then he'll answer those questions. So that journey is phenomenal. Movie's phenomenal. Make sure, and hey, every day we all learning, right? So make sure you all use that knowledge for the good. And that's kind of what he did as well. So make sure you go check out Slumdog Millionaire. It's my forgotten movie. Make sure you go check out Encanto. I don't want to start singing for y'all, man. But I'll be back next week for another Cornbread Movie review. Holla at you. Peace.